Hello, I'm Greta Franklin, Edward Stratton Publishing House.
Oh, yes, of course, the new secretary. How silly of me. Mr. Stuart is away, but do come in, please. I'll show you to your room.
Although a few days before she disappeared, we couldn't help noticing a change had come over her, as if she were being tormented by something.
Greta, determined to uncover the truth behind her girlfriend Sally's mysterious disappearance while serving as a secretary to a renowned author, successfully lands the same job for herself.
I'll show you something. It's mine.
Died in the year of...
Nonsense. A true artist never dies.
She is determined to reveal the truth behind Sally's fate, directing her suspicions firmly towards the author, Richard Stuart, and his wife Eleanora, who led a seemingly indulgent and carefree lifestyle. Upon discovering Greta's true reasons for accepting the job, Richard chose to set aside his current novel and embark on a fresh journey into the realm of murder mysteries. He becomes captivated by the idea of a woman who delves into the mysterious disappearance of her friend, a plot that eerily mirrors Greta's own circumstances.
I don't know. Having read your books,
You imagine me to be a sea monster.
Despite her inability to find any definitive proof of the Stuarts' wrongdoing, Greta feels an undeniable attraction to Richard. She persuades him to open up about the events surrounding Sally's fate. As Greta was getting ready for bed, a wave of fear washed over her when she spotted a man standing right outside her window. Hearing her distress, Richard and Eleanora quickly reassured her, explaining that it was merely Rocco, the fisherman, a completely harmless person. Eleanora is determined to remain by Greta's side until she drifts off to sleep. She offers Greta a pill to aid her slumber, but instead it leaves Greta feeling disoriented. In this moment, Eleanora leans in and kisses Greta tenderly. As they share an intimate connection, Greta's thoughts wander to Sally. As Greta awoke the following day, her memories of the previous night were hazy at best. Stepping out of her room, she was taken aback to find a couple passionately entwined in a moment of intimacy. The sight made her uneasy, prompting her to retreat back to her room, where she encountered Eleanora. Eleanora encouraged Greta to get dressed and join the others, suggesting it might be a good idea to socialize.
I don't bother you, do I?
Greta uncovers the couple's true intentions when they invite guests to engage in make-out sessions. To her surprise, one of the men is familiar with Sally, and Greta realizes she must adapt to the situation as he leans in to kiss her. In her quest for information, she decides to get closer to him, hoping to gather more insights.
Maybe it's just something about Richard's secretaries.
Do you mean that you knew the one before me?
Sally? Oh, she was the darling of my heart.
Richard instructed everyone to view a video about Little Red Riding Hood. To Greta's astonishment, she spotted Sally while watching it. Richard caught on to this and promptly shut off the video. The following day, Richard and Eleanor departed from the island and headed to the city. Greta seized this opportunity to search for additional evidence. In her quest, she discovered an old room that held Sally's photograph. This discovery sparked memories of her time spent with Sally. She found herself trapped in the room after the couple's gardener inadvertently locked the door. Richard arrived searching for the keys and suddenly realized that Greta might be trying to find Sally. Fortunately, Greta managed to escape, but just as she was about to leave, the gardener informed her that she wasn't allowed to go. Richard and Eleanor departed once more, leaving Greta to pursue her investigation. During her search, she encounters Rocco again, who, despite his inability to speak and his mental challenges, displays a surprisingly politeness. In a generous gesture, he offers Greta a fish. However, in an unfortunate accident, he cuts his finger, prompting Greta to assist him with his injury. The couple is already convinced that Greta is on the hunt for incriminating evidence against them. In a desperate move, they devise a plan to eliminate her. Richard must first capture Greta's interest, convincing her that he is genuinely falling for her. The following day, the couple extended an invitation to Greta for a hunting trip, but their intentions were far from friendly. They handed her a gun loaded with nothing but blanks, a sinister ploy to eliminate her. Just when it seemed all hope was lost, Greta managed to flee, only to find herself trapped in quicksand. Luckily, the investigator she had contacted previously arrived just in time to rescue her from this perilous situation. Greta informed the investigator that the couple attempted to take her life, but he dismissed her claims. Richard, on the other hand, displayed a surprising generosity towards the investigator, offering him new clothes and even providing Greta with food. Greta, undeterred by the couple's previous attempts on her life, chose to remain Richard's secretary. In a pivotal moment, Richard reveals the truth about Sally's fate to Greta. This revelation sparks a change in Greta, leading her to develop feelings for Richard, culminating in a passionate night together. Surprisingly, Eleanora, upon discovering Richard's affair with Greta, is unfazed. In fact, it turns out that this was part of their scheme all along, to make Greta fall for Richard. Eleanora, seeking to control their narrative, reaches out to Rocco. The duo concocts a story for Greta, claiming that Rocco unintentionally caused Sally's death while attempting to assault her. Greta is taken aback to find Richard there, as he was supposed to be in London. Their entire scheme was fabricated to ensnare Greta in their web of deceit. Rocco attempts to harm Greta, but she reminds him of the time she assisted him when he injured his finger. This revelation shifts Rocco's rage towards Eleanora and Richard, leading to their tragic deaths. Ultimately, Greta is acquitted of any wrongdoing, while Rocco is committed to a mental institution. The investigator expresses gratitude to Greta, and during their train journey, he discloses a shocking truth. The body discovered at the lake was not Sally.
By the way, the girl they found in the lagoon was not Sally Reese. If Richard had known that, well, it doesn't matter anymore. Goodbye.
Want more queer content? Then please subscribe and hit the notification bell.